have a lot to offer. I need to be sure that you're with me. Thank you very much. I started following a billionaire, a Nigerian billionaire, a few days. I don't want to mention his name. And for the past 1 month, I've just been noticing that his post is mainly about education. And I'm wondering that this guy is a banking mogul, right? He owns banks in Nigeria. He's a big man. But almost every day, everything he posts is education. And I had to be wondering that what's going on. I watched a video about him today, and you could just see how deep he was when it comes to training yourself, right? When it comes to learning. And that's one thing I've realized with people that are at the top, people that have gone far, right? They take these things to heart. They don't joke with these things, no matter their level, right? There's one quote I had from my mentor, and I'm just going to say it here. He said, the fact that you go far is at the function of the depth of your knowledge. We were doing a class a few weeks ago with our real estate mentees, and someone dropped that statement. There was a student, he was a surveyor, and he was giving an analysis, right? He spoke about the foundation of a 3-bedroom. He spoke about the foundation of a 3-bedroom, right? And also the foundation of a 3-story building, and the foundation of a 20-story building. And he was trying to compare it. One definitely in terms of height goes higher, but that's what we see. We don't see the foundation. But for that building to go as high as that, then the foundation must have gone deep, right? So first thing I want to start with is that we should not be tired of learning. We should not be tired of being flexible. New things are coming, things are changing. The way things are moving now, you'll be wondering that, look, hope I'm not too slow, right? So adapt learning, make this your way of life. Ask yourself daily, ask yourself weekly, what am I learning? What a day should not pass without you learning something. That is a skill, that is a tool, that is, you must learn something going forward. It's just basic. I was watching a documentary a few months back. Most of us might already know it. It's called Undercover Billionaire. So they took some of these big men. One of them is Grant Cardone. One of them is Glenn Johnson. Forgetting their name. I think they were 4 or 5. So just took them to another state. Took everything from them. Took no family, nothing, no car. Just gave them $100 and they gave them a truck. They were billionaires, by the way, but they took them to a city that is not as like bubbling as in New York or in Los Angeles or Maryland or places like that. And they gave them a target. Okay, within the next 1-2 months, make this money, do a business that makes $10 million, $20 million. And most of them were able to meet the targets. That's just for you to see that, look, it's not that these people are making money and just investing it in things that they might not even see after a while. They're investing it in their knowledge, because for you to be able to replicate that business in a new place, definitely you've grown depth in knowledge. Right? Because if all these things are taken from you at the end of the day, God forbid business collapse or whatever happens, you are left with your brain, right? You are left with the knowledge you have. So if you spend your time acquiring every other thing and you don't acquire knowledge, then what's the point, right? Let's quickly go into today's class without wasting much time. For those of us just joining, I mentioned earlier, this is expected to be a paid class, right? But we are making it free of charge, right? I'm going to project my slide within a few seconds. Just give me a few seconds. I'm going to project my slides. Yes. So yes, please remember, IT team should drop the Zoom link for those who are going to join. And at any point, if you think you can't hear me, just do a chat. Like, this is going to be extremely interactive. Anything you want to, you can just say it in the chat, right? We are going to be speaking about at least 4 or 5 some businesses you can start, about 4 or 5 of them, right? Not going definitely in depth, but I'm just going to be throwing some lights on it. Right, and each of these courses, each of these classes costs nothing less than $2,000. Some of you signed up to some of these programs, you already know them, right? A crypto class, $2,000, but you are going to be learning all this under one program, and that program is going to hold on October 22nd. This is just a pre-event to that, right? So make sure you stay here till the end of the class. The offer is going to be juicy. It's going to be very, 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 very good for you. Just like you can see on the banner, is happening in London live, right, at Hotels 10 Wardour Street, London. That's the venue, and it's going to be by 5 p.m. It's going to be an intensive training. This is just a pre-event, and I'm going to be your host for today. So just briefly about me, I'm Joshua. I'm the executive assistant to Dr. Stephen, and I'm also the CEO of the Stephen Akintel Foundation. Before now, I've worked in oil and gas and FMCG sector, currently the real estate sector. And what I do basically is make sure the day-to-day operations goes as planned, ensure operational efficiency, optimize resources, implement innovative solutions, and the rest. And I love reading and a lot of that. So just a brief about me. So let's go into the program of the day. I love this quote by Henry Ford. If money is your hope for independence, you will never have it. The only real security that a man will have in the world is a reserve of knowledge, experience, and ability. There's no need for me to go deep into Henry Ford is. All of us know who Henry Ford is, right? And he just, I've spoken about it earlier. One thing you need to keep investing in yourself is knowledge. I said it earlier that if you think no amount is too huge for you to invest in yourself, say I do. And I got a lot of people here say I do. I'm not here to say we should redo that exercise. A lot of people have done it. No amount is too much for you to invest in yourself. As much as you think that no amount is too much for you to buy a house, as much as you can afford it, as much as you think no amount is too much for you to buy a car, as much as you can afford it, then why do you think any amount is too much for investing in your brain? Because at the end of the day, what you have left is your brain. If the business crumbles, God forbid, if anything happens to whatever you think you're investing in, you are left with your brain and how you can use it again, right? We've heard of businessmen. I don't want to mention some of these names. The list is endless, right? They build businesses. I watched a documentary about one in the US, and at the time when he was going bankrupt, he was literally going somewhere, and he was telling his wife that he wished he was the beggar on the streets. And the wife was wondering that why. He said, yes, because now I have a $2 billion deficit on my account balance. I'm in serious debt. This man, all he needs to think of is how to make money. It doesn't need any money I make now. I have to first pay my creditors before I can think of. But at the end of the day, within 2-3 years, some of us know him. He was the former president of the United States. Within 2-3 years, his business bounced back. It's because of what he knew, right? And what he knew informed the new partnerships he made, the new deals he made. And now, the brand is back to what it is. So learning should not be something that we need to start analyzing and thinking about, right? Because even the world, the way it is now, I just mentioned before some join, right? The World Bank has even predicted a global recession, right? The World Bank has even predicted a global recession. And I said the percentage here a few minutes ago before others joined, right? So everything you are doing now, you need to be sure that, look, am I using money for what I should be using it? Am I investing this cash? Am I gaining necessary knowledge where important? Am I going where the world is going? Or I'm just comfortable with my own particular niche or industry? Because in the long run, if that part fails, what are you going to say? We are all witnesses to what happened during the COVID-19. Some business owners they've not risen from what happened to their businesses. There was a particular man, David Robertstein, some of you might know him. He spent, I think about a year interviewing CEOs of businesses that made it during COVID-19. He interviewed Airbnb CEO, he interviewed Microsoft, and some of these guys, you can even watch the documentaries on YouTube. Like, how did you do it? How did you make it? A lot of businesses closed down. Some of you that are here know the number of people that reached out to you, please give me this, please do this, please do that. How did you survive it? And that is not just because it was COVID-19. More and more things will come. And the only thing that will make you stand is what you know and what you've invested in. During this masterclass, we're going to be talking a lot, which is on the 22nd of October. We're going to be learning about real estate. We're going to be learning about software vending, about digital marketing, about public speaking, about authoring, about writing, how you can monetize your writing skills. about e-commerce, about drop shipping, forex, cryptocurrency, how to buy shares of top companies, right, and make them count for us. So we're going to be learning about a lot. It's going to be a very good networking session, and it's going to be in London. I projected the address a few minutes ago, Hotels 10 Wardour Street in London. And I'm just going to be talking about briefly about some things we're going to learn so that we can just have a taste of it. I've been interested in registering for this class because this is going to be a once in a lifetime opportunity. The last time we did this, most of us can testify to it, was about, I think, $1,000 per seat. $1,000 per seat. But chairman has said, look, let's discount to this amount. And that's why we said, okay, fine. We've posted a lot. We have just 10 slots left. A lot of people have seen it. Let's know those who will be interested. Let's just, okay, this is most likely what you're going to learn during this hours, which is on the 22nd. If you're interested, reach out to us. And I expect the team to already drop the contact in case you're interested. But briefly, let's go into the world of real estate. We'll be exploring a lot, some of which includes the 7 here. One of which is land banking, property flipping, commercial rentals, shortlets, residential rentals, real estate investment trusts, real estate agency and brokerage, HMOs, auction properties, which is very, very popular within UK, right? And so many more. If I'm going to spend my time talking about each of them, we can talk on this for 5 hours. Real estate alone is extremely broad. And even the 5 hours, you have definitely not covered all within real estate, but at least some substantial parts. Now, for example, land banking. No one gets wealthy in real estate without skipping the land banking process. Virtually no one. Name it. Right? Virtually no one. Name it. You will hear it in the story of whoever. Sam Zell, Don Peebles, name them. They started by, okay, acquiring this piece of land. They knew the property value. They knew when to go vertical in terms of building development. They knew when to redevelop it because it was no longer meeting the use of what they built there. And so many more. When you're talking about property flipping, we're going to be learning the intricacies of the business. Some people think that when you talk about property flipping, it's just to see a property. Okay, I like this property. I'm going to buy it. I'm going to just do a little paint. I'm going to do this, and this, and that. And I mean, no, there's a lot that goes that. Some people do property flipping and still make a loss. Right? It's not just to see the house, buy it, and plan to resell it. No. There are a lot of things that are still going into it. Commercial rentals, residential rentals, shortlets, real estate investment trusts, real estate brokerage. How can you now? Some come and say, look, I don't have enough capital, right? Because we talk about real estate, we talk about how we make money in this. I don't have capital, right? We have brands who make billions through real estate brokerage. How can you start your own brokerage firm that through that you can now start your own development company? We have a current program here, is a 3 months intensive training session, and we discussed this extensively in our last class. We're also going to delve into it this evening, right, in our other class. But this is another world on its own. How can I go into this business and make money? How can I go into this business and not just even for myself, but for the community and definitely for the country in which you want to play in? We're talking about shortlets. This is an industry that is booming. The CEO of Marriott was being interviewed a few months ago, and he was being asked about how this particular industry is disrupting their own sector, because they spent a lot of money building hotels. And I mean, we can give them the credit. In fairness to them, world-class hotels. And now some young boys came and some people came, they see they have this idea and they want to allow people to start renting out homes, right, and doing things in that line. And he said, well, he had to be honest that, look, it's definitely going to disrupt their business. But definitely they are not just going to fold their hands and say, oh, I mean, they're going to send us out of business. No, they're also doing their own things. But shortlets is an industry currently that is disrupting the real estate sector, right? And with little capital, you can start this. How do you know these things? You need to register for this program. Let's quickly go to a quote by one who is referred as one of the greatest developers in the United States history. I said something. He said real estate is core of almost every business, and is certainly the core of most people's wealth. In order to build your wealth and improve your business smarts, you need to know about. So this is not a matter of I'm playing in this sector, I'm not playing. No, that is not the question, right? You must know about real estate, no matter the business you want to do, right? Because if you don't know the intricacies of this, it will mess your business up. No matter the business you want to do, it will. Because one, you want to do any business, you get a bad location, right? You don't sit down and analyze your trade area, right? To know how much you'll be making from people who most likely, based on the traffic in that area, you just get anywhere, right? Or you don't get a place, you get a place, and within a short period of time, you realize that they sold it to you at a value that is almost ×3 of what it should usually be. You didn't negotiate well, right? So no matter the business you do, you need to understand. So this is not a matter of, okay, I'm not in the real estate space, I don't think I need this. Look, no matter the business you're in, real estate is something you must know if your business will move forward. It's a matter of you must know, right? Quickly, let's go into e-commerce. I mean, everyone knows about e-commerce. This is one of the only sectors during the COVID session that did not have any form of layback, or when other sectors were crying, these ones were booming. Amazon said, was it Amazon? Yeah, I think Amazon. Facebook also, but Amazon, their workforce during COVID doubled, almost doubled. In short, they had so much orders that they are, because I mean, I've said it before for some of you that have attended my trainings, right? Aviation was badly hit. So a lot of planes, they just have to park them. Most of us know these things. They had so much orders to the extent that they had to start partnering with airline companies that, look, bring your plane. You people are not making money now. Abi, or what do you want to just park your plane and nobody is using it? Is that, no, bring your plane, let's use it. Use it to deliver, we'll pay you. They have to start partnering with airline. And this is just one of the e-commerce giants. This is just one of them. They made so much during COVID. Some people even said that it was from 2020, they even started hearing some of these things. They really didn't know so much about e-commerce before. But even before COVID, e-commerce was almost there. There's a graph on the slide. It's just showing how they've exponentially grown. This is just capturing from 2017, definitely before then they've been. But as at 2023, these figures, by the way, please know these figures are in trillions of dollars, right? This is $6,542 million as at 2023 in terms of global sales growth. And definitely, I mean, 2027, there's already data showing that, right? 2030, there's already data showing that. Sure, there's even a data showing that as at, I think, 2045, there is almost no one on earth that will not even be getting something through an e-commerce site, because I mean, no one will be going. So these are things that are coming up. And if you want to break in terms of e-commerce, there's the B2B, there's B2C, there's B2G, there's C2C. For some of us, we can already see them on the screen, and there's C2G. So these are things we're going to be learning. How can I start my own e-commerce business, right? What can I do to start? And one thing about e-commerce is that it's not a business where you have to, okay, for like real estate now, that you say, well, I have to work hard to get capital. People really borrow me money. I need X million of dollars to start with as little, right? You can, and there are sites that do these things. But that is one thing. If you don't know, you don't know. If you won't learn, you won't know, right? And if you won't know, definitely to reflect on your finances, right? So you need to spend time to look at these things and learn these things. There are sites where you get these things done, not just the conventional ones where you go to order and you see the prices and you're wondering that, are these not ×4, ×5 prices? Public speaking. Some of us know public speaking, but we hear people make money from it. But we ask ourselves, how do people make money through these sectors? Public speaking and authoring, right? Yes. People make money by, some of you, they say you talk too much. Some people get paid to talk. How can you build your own brand? What are things that are involved? Some of us, our businesses are doing so well. doing so well that if we can just bring in the brand factor into it, is we're making almost ×5 of what we're making. Right? You're going to learn that through public speaking, how to build your, because you can't be a good public speaker without having your own brand. You need to have your own brand. These are things you're going to learn. Your businesses are doing so well. Bring in brand, bring in the public speaking factor, bring in the authoring factor. And the good thing about authoring is that you don't need to be the one to sit down and write. Those are things they did 200 years ago. Right? You don't need to be the one that will sit down and say, I spent 40 days and 40 nights to write that. It's tiring. Oh, those are statements. Nobody will clap for you for that. There are ways you can do these things, that you can release your books and people will read them and be like, wow. Translate them to languages. Right? You can be a copywriter. You can get paid to write on a medium. You can blog and make money through affiliate marketing. Guest posts on high-paying publications and magazines. So these are many different ways whereby you can make money through public speaking and writing. One of the major ways, or will I say money drivers, most all of you know Dr. Steven, definitely, for you to join this program, of Dr. Steven currently is his public speaking engagements and his authoring engagements. Some of you know this, right? Some of you know this. Public speaking, the rate at which it brings in money, it sure sometimes brings in even more than the real estate arm. There are some days, yes, that this particular group or this particular sector of the businesses, because I mean, you know, the parent company is GTEX Holdings and they are broken into different subsidiaries who have their own CEOs. Right? Sometimes even this public speaking and authoring subsidiary brings more money than even the real estate. So imagine if you had overlooked it and said, no, well, developer, real estate, that's what you want to do. That's all. You are leaving money on the table and you don't know. You're just leaving money. And the good thing about this is that you are impacting people. Now, it's left to you if you want to use the proceeds for foundation, like Doctor does, or some other philanthropic stuff. But the money is coming in. At the end of the day, even if you want to do these philanthropic things, if you're not making money through some of these other ways, is the main source of income you now say you want to start using to do. At the end of the day, when unforeseen circumstances or investment opportunities come, you won't be able to take it. Cryptocurrency, there are so many. Software vending, forex, shares, and stock. Our time is fast spent. But cryptocurrency, currently, in terms of market capitalization, we have over $324 billion in terms of all cryptocurrencies in the world. Now you can just calculate the 1% of that in case you can do that volume for yourself. Right? Different businesses, software vending, forex, shares and stocks. We also have digital marketing. This is a topic that came into the world. I think it has always been there, right? But being big, we'll say 20, 25 years, then very pronounced 10 to 15 years back. And some have optimized this. Right? You can't see things being done in a way. You can't see the world moving in a direction. And you claim you don't want to. It's not wisdom. One of the richest men in the world currently, we all know him, Jeff Bezos. He said he made a statement because he was working at a hedge fund and he was making good money for himself. As a matter of fact, when he spoke to his boss that he wants to open a bookstore, apparently he told his boss he wants to open a store online. He said, what you be saying? He said, you'll be selling books. His boss was scared. He had to confess to him that, look, I think this is a good idea, but it's better if someone doesn't have a job, start it. Why? Because the person doesn't have a job before, right? So even if the business fails, there is nothing to lose per se, in quotes. But you have a good job, you just finished school, and you're already earning this much, and you say you want to go and claim, you want to do a business backed up by internet. What is even the internet? But just an article that Bezos read, and he saw the rate at which this so-called internet was growing. He said, oh God, I can't miss this opportunity. Right? And he kidding. 1995. There's no need to go into all those stories. We know the rest. So when you see things being done in a certain way and people making money in a certain way, and you claim, no, it's the banking that I did I want to sit down with you. It's the nursing that I did that no, that's what I want to do. Nobody should. Well, for those of us that joined the class early, you heard how I started. Nobody planned for COVID-19. But when it came, those that stood, they stood, and they are still standing. If you don't know, you won't know. If you don't learn, you won't know. Digital marketing is another way whereby people are making cool cash. And this is just a graph that just shows different ways. These are things we're going to be going in detail during the class on the October 22nd. Website marketing, SEO, social media marketing, PPC, content marketing, email marketing. You just see some young boys. You are used to the conventional marketing that you go door to door. You see some young boys bring the system and say, okay, you don't need to do it this way. Let's do this. And within a few hours, they've gotten results and they get paid. Right? You can make money as a digital marketer, as an affiliate marketer, right? If you specialize in SEO, even we as a group, we just got a CMO because she is certified on these things. And definitely I even want to be revealing her pay. When I discovered now, I'm like, wow. Right, so these skills are things that they are taking people places currently. You can't now say, okay, this is what I want to continue doing. This is what I want to sit down with. I'm a banker, and I've told myself I don't want to deviate. You are not deviating, right? You are not deviating. You must learn. When the world is going toward a certain direction, and you have to invest in the knowledge. That's what I said. Invest in the knowledge and look at the trajectory. Look at the exponential growth. And you will see that there are opportunities. We're talking about Bezos a few minutes ago, and we're talking about him selling books online. Between 1995 and now, 2023, is that the only business that's on the internet? No. Other people have come up, this same internet, they solve problems and they solved it through the internet. So these are things you can literally sit down, invest in the knowledge, right? Get credible mentors. Look for problems of the world, future problems that you think, okay, by this time, I think with this particular skill I have, I can solve it. And that's how you make money. And any other thing in the future, but I don't make them, I can't predict anything, that looks like almost similar to a lockdown and everybody's running out of spending money. Your business is just growing. You on this call, you know people. Everybody knows someone that during COVID period or during some time, few months ago, when some of these things, there were a lot of bad predictions, global recession, there will not be cash. You knew some people's businesses that were doing extremely fine. Right? So these are some of the things we need to talk about. Now, just one question before I move further. If we think this class is worth attending, just do a chat. I think this class is worth attending. Be honest with yourself. Right? Be honest with yourself. If you think this class on October 22nd is worth attending, we're not done, right? But as I said earlier, this is a webinar. I can't see your face. You can't unmute yourself. I wish I would have loved to hear your voices. I would have loved to see your beautiful faces, but I can't. Right? The only way you can interact with me is through chats. Right? So if you think this class is going to be worth attending, where we are going to be dishing all these things out, just do a chat. Let me be sure that we are on the same page. It's worth attending. That's the least you can do. We've put out time. We've put out, it's a lot. We try to put up this pre-event program. just to make sure that our audience gets it, right? Because one is that there's no point we making all this money, we doing all these deals, doing all these projects. Most of you follow us. You follow Doc Steven. He's currently in Baltimore in Maryland, right? We're also supposed to seal a deal there. So there's no point we making all this money. And a lot of people write to us, we love what you do, we love your team, we want to join you, this and this and this and this and that. And we are not passing some of these things to you that, look, even you yourself, you can, this is just an arm of the whole business. You yourself can do some of these things. There's no point. And that's why we said, okay, look, let's put this program together, right? Let's put this program together and even tell people how these things are done. And in the long run, now hand you over to even mentors that we work with that can now show you the path. By the way, each of these programs have their mentors. There's nothing like joints, once you are there, everything. No, there's nothing like that. Each of these programs have their mentors that will literally handhold you, right? And ensure that, look, you are getting what you paid for. So it's not a matter of this. No, I can see some in the chat box. That's the only way you can. Yes, if you think it's worth it. Yes, if you think it's worth it. If you think it's worth it. Thank you very much. So just like I said earlier, we've just discussed briefly on some of these points, which I've highlighted here, right? This is just a pre-event to just tell you some of these things. The main event is going to happen October 22nd, right? And I published the address at Hotels 10 Wardour Street, London, the United Kingdom, right? And the actual cost is £250, right? Pounds. The actual cost is $250, right? The actual cost is $500, sorry. But for this class, we are giving it at $250. But by the way, if you are in the UK and you think this is a program I would love to attend, just do a chat. If you're in the UK and if you think this is a program I would love to attend, just do a chat. Do a chat in the chat box. I would love to attend these programs. I would love to attend this program. It's happening on the 22nd, which is still about 12 days from now, right? If you're in the UK and you think I would love to attend this program physically, just do a chat in the chat box that I would love to attend this program. Let's even start from there. I would love to attend this program. I would love to attend this program. And I have a reason for this. I can see Akintunde say it's worth attending. I can see Mr. Morris, I would like. If you're in the UK and you think you would like to attend this program, just do a chat. I have a reason. My team is here and I need them to just help me lock up some slots. Before this program, they sent me a notification that they have only 5 slots. But I said, well, that's fine. I might need to increase it depending on how many I have who want to attend. So if you're on this program and you think you love to attend this program, just do a chat. Based on the little you've heard, right? I said earlier that we're going to have this for only 30 minutes. But I mean, I just had to, because of time, I had to squeeze in. There are a lot of other things I've not mentioned, but because of time, I had to squeeze in everything, right? And you can always reach out to us through the number on displayed in the chat box. The number in the chat box if you need more information, right? Just because I say, okay, 30 minutes, I've spent about 45 minutes. But if you think, you all have said that this program is worth attending. I've said earlier, no amount is too much for you. Once you think, look, the problem starts where you think this amount is too much for me to invest in myself. That is actually where the problem starts from. I've made that clear. And I made it clear from when we started. Anytime we are having programs, we want people who are willing to move forward, right? There's no point having millions of followers, millions of people. And at the end of the day, the people being gathered are those who, look, if you don't want to help yourselves, we cannot help you. That's one good thing I want us to note, right? Right? You need to be willing to help yourself. And how will you be willing to help yourself? you need to be ready to invest in yourself. That is a way for us to know that, look, we can now come in to say, okay, let us even help you. All right. It's a intensive program, power packed, happening on the 22nd in London, right? And we have only 10 slots, right? And right on this call, I'm going to be giving out those 10 slots right on this call. So if you think this, everyone has said it's worth attending, which is fine. We have said that this goes for $500. This goes for $500, but with discounts, okay, for the discount, we're going to give it out at $250 for today. And I'm going to be giving out those 10 slots here on the program. Once I've mentioned in them, that's all. Every other person will have to pay their normal amounts. I don't control these things, fortunately. I wish I could. I would have given everyone here this discount. I really like the engagement. I can see that, okay, yeah, everybody wants to learn, but I just can't, right? So Mr. Morris has 1 ticket. Unique Philip has 1 ticket. Afolabi Philip has 1 ticket. Olufunke has 1 ticket. So we have just 4. We have 6 slots left. If you're still on this call and you think you want to attend the program, just do a chat. I like to attend. I would love to attend. If you're still on this call and you love to attend, I would love to. Remember, some are on Facebook, some are on other platforms, and they're also sending in their requests, right? I've gotten some requests from some other platforms, or I still want to prioritize Zoom, since that is where I am operating from. Then the other, I want to still. Eduka Akkad, sorry, I can't see your full name. That's 1 ticket. That's the 5th name. I have just 5 slots left. Let me know if I should give it to our other platforms and we can call it a day. We've spent almost 1 hour. We have spent almost 1 hour. Amina Jibril, I can see that I would love to attend. So as I'm calling your names, our team will reach out to you. You don't need to drop your contacts. You don't need to drop your contacts. Before you got here, you registered. So our team will reach out to you. So we are sure that your data, everything is protected, and nobody is reaching out to you, spamming you, and all that. We don't appreciate all those. So I have that ticket you got is, by the way, it's payment that confirms it, but your name has entered the list. I can see Amina Jibril. I have just 4 more slots. If you like to attend, just do. I want to attend this event. I want to. And the good thing about this is that, now let me do it, because I just received a text. Someone asked me this. I have just $150. This is what I can do. Just for the sake of that question, if you want to attend and all you want to do is an initial deposit, right? You don't have the full $250. Also drop your name and get your slot, right? I'll have to reach out to the team and plead. But now this is where the but is. You have to balance before the class date. And there's still enough time for that. The class date is on the 22nd, which is in 12 days time. So but at least a $150 initial deposit, and you can balance the $100 before the class. You can also drop your name. I have just 4 slots left. I'll need to know if I can give it to my other platforms before we call it a day. We've spent almost 1 hour here. I promised us that I won't spend up to that. So 4 slots left. Any other person on Zoom that wants to take these slots? I'm going to display, for those of us on the call who want, so this is it. You can go to stevenakintayo.com/BOMUK. For some of us that on the call, I think, I don't want to drop my, you want to just go direct, because just like and even if you drop your name, you can just go direct to this link and make payments immediately, right? You've gotten the slots, but at the end of the day, what validates that slot is the payment, right? So you can go to stevenakintayo.com/BOMUK. This offer ends today. This offer ends today. Please, all the team has approved for me is the fact that you do an initial deposit of $150 and balance on or before the 22nd, which is in 12 days. The other option is that we have opportunity for some of us who are not in the UK, right? We have the option for virtual, but the virtual option is $150 for some of us who are not in the UK. So you also still be able to interact with the class, right? And John, you have access to all the materials, the slides, everything. Even the session after the class, you have access to it fully. The difference is that you won't be in the physical session. But if you're in the UK, I advise you, right? The team will be there. Dr. Stephen will be there. We'll spend time with you and breaking down this thing. And the good thing to it is that you still have our details and you can always still reach out to us if you have questions. Okay, I want to do this, I want to do this, I want to do this. You are still within our database, right? It's always good we mention that so we know. So you can just go direct to the site, stephenakintayo.com/BUMUK. 2 slots have been given to other platforms already. So we have just 2 slots left. We have just 2 slots left in case I have anyone on Zoom who is still willing. I have just 2 slots left for my people on Zoom. I'm still here. So just go straight to that link, stephenakintayo.com/BUMUK. And in case you want to pay in Naira, our conversion is $1,000, right? So you can just do the conversion, $250 equivalent to 250,000 Naira. And you can credit the Naira account and send the evidence to product@stephenakintayo.com, right? Please also note, if you're on this call, no person will call you asking for any form of money or anything. No, right? All you are paying for to have access to the program, physical, either in London, which I've shared the address, or virtual, is the registration fee, and that's all, right? That's all the process. The number is there, +234 81 80,000 618, and the link is stephenakintayo.com/BUMUK. So we can see that I still have my 2 slots, by the way. So if no one is going to take it on Zoom, I'll still have it reserved. If you want it, right, you can always reach out to me through that email or get your slots. So what I've done for those who I mentioned their names is just to lock it for today, right? It's just to lock it for today. Once your name is there, automatically you can pay $250 anytime today or do an initial deposit. Any other person, once those 10 slots are gone, then that's all. You pay the normal price of $500. Before we go, is there any question? Any question on what I just discussed or what we just said? Is there any question at all? So, well, thank you all for joining. We tried our best to do it within 40 minutes, but fortunately, it was extended for, I think, 10, 15 minutes. But I know we all got value, right? We've said it, and those that want to come have shown the interest. We've given off the discount slots already. We have only 2 left. I have my number on my screen, right? If you're interested or you want to do an initial deposit, just reach out to that number. And if you're not in the UK, we also want you to benefit from this opportunity, right? You can as well reach out. If you're not in the UK, yes, and you want to join virtually, you can as well reach out to either the number or the email. And if you just want to do your direct transfer, either any currency, either in dollars, or you have the figures, you can go to the link, stephenakintayo.com/BUMUK, and make it. In conclusion, just like I said, this offer lasts for today. After today, this offer is over, right? Thank you once again for joining. That'll be all. For any other question, just reach out to us through those platforms and you will get reply in good time.